Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Today is going to be a little bit different format of the reading than I usually do. We're still going to take a look at Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine collective as well as the connection at this time, but I have been guided to do the readings, like 3 groups of readings depending on how much communication you have with your Twin Flame. So I'm doing these readings, so there will be 3 readings in total. If you don't see all of them, just manage to get to this one, just know that there are 3. One of them, this one is going to be for twins in separation, in no communication at all. Following someone on social media doesn't count. I mean, there's actually no direct communication between you two at all. And I don't mean like in the last week, but you would know what I mean, right? If you haven't spoken in months, right? So if you don't have any communication at all, this reading is for you. There will be another reading for twins in communication, but not in full union. So it means regular communication, even if it's, I don't know, a couple of messages once a month or, a few times a month. It still counts. It still means you are in each other's life on a regular basis. And the 3rd reading would be for those who are in union, in full union or in semi-union at least, where you are in a relationship. So there is a certain long-term commitment towards each other. That will be group number 3. So yeah, depending on where you are, you may choose a reading, you may watch all 3 if you please. Do whatever feels right to you, but that's how we're gonna go. And in terms of the format, so first I'm actually gonna start with the tarot today. I'm gonna ask what's happening in 5D and 3D space for each of the twins, and what is the guidance from the universe? What are the next steps? And of course, depending on whether you're masculine, feminine, you can take the part that corresponds to you. And the universe advice will come from the Oracle deck. So today I'm using the Sacred Traveler deck. So that's going to be the guidance for what to do right now, what is the next step, what waits around the corner. I will also pull a few messages between the twins. Okay, let's get started. And by the way, if you haven't liked the video yet, please do so. This helps me circulate this message with more people. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so. Share the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think about this format. Maybe we'll make it a regular thing, who knows. Okay, so first we got the Divine Feminine 5D space. So I'm gonna go in pairs. So we'll be 5D for each of the twins, then 3D, and then I'll do the guidance. And we have the Hanged Man. I may or may not be pulling clarifiers, so I'll see how it feels to me intuitively, because this is a completely different format and I just fully want to go with intuitive guidance on these messages and these cards. Besides, I'm using the Rimin Way Tarot, which is quite vivid artwork on its own. Okay, what do we have for 5D for Divine Masculines? Wow, for once. And what do we have in 3D for Divine Feminines? Okay, 3 of Cups. What do we have for 3D for Divine Masculines? Page of Cups. Okay. And let's get Oracle cards with the guidance. First for Divine Feminine. And for Divine Masculine. Of course, if you're interested in a personal reading, as always, you can reach out to me via an email address. All right. I'll pull the messages at the end, so stick around. So I'll be doing them in pairs so that you can see also synchronicities or polarities, whatever applies. So for 5D space, for the feminine, we have the Hanged Man. So to me, it feels like divine feminines in this group do not feel like moving forward at this point. Like, don't feel like starting something new. It's like, and it's not procrastination, it's not laziness. So if you sometimes feel that way, then maybe is it? No, it's not. It just means that you are in the space where you need that. You see, like, I love that actually in this card, it almost feels like this ivy or whatever that is grows like on the person or next to the person. It's like you need this time to chill, to contemplate, right? To be in that suspended position, maybe feel a little bit insecure even, right? Because if you actually are in this position, it would probably feel pretty insecure, right? Pretty unbalanced. But it's important to kind of relax into it and let it help you, let the situation nourish you, help you get to a better place, and understand what the next step really is. What do you need? It's supposed to be about you, divine feminine. That's what I'm getting very loudly. Do not think about what is going to bring your DM closer, or how to initiate the contact with them, or whatever else. Not even necessarily what is like I've got to hurry up with my mission. No, think about, at this point, think about what is the right next step for you. That's what energetically you're being, that's why energetically you're being put in this position. So you may feel like maybe usually you're busy, you have a lot of offers from friends to go out, do stuff, travel maybe, and at this time you don't have any. Don't think it's something is wrong. It's designed like that for a reason, right? To give you that space, to give you that time, so you're not exhausted and like only thinking about the spiritual path when you're falling asleep or on your way, I don't know, from your friend's place home, right? You're supposed to have that proper space, and whatever you need to get into it, I don't know, maybe you need like whatever setting it is. I'm a Taurus, so for me setting is everything, right? Whatever the interior design and like the setting itself, where you want to be. Is it in nature? Is it at home? Is it at some other place where it's going to be a wow effect for you, right? What kind of food you have? Take care of yourself in terms of sleep and restfulness. What kind of people do you surround yourself with? Or you'd rather be by yourself, maybe you're an extrovert and actually being by yourself doesn't feel that good, right? And maybe you do need to make arrangements to meet a friend or something, right? Think about that sort of idea. For the masculine, we have the Four of Wands. This is again the energetic space. So you see what happens as the feminine gets into that suspended space of contemplation and bringing themselves back to center, back to themselves, right? Because look at this person. They don't have anybody else to worry about at this point in this situation, right? Only themselves. As you do that, and this in turn helps you establish a better channel with the divine masculines get their attention and focus onto the connection, right? They immediately start having dreams. They start feeling on their heart space that there's something missing in their life because you're not there. And regardless of whether you actually used to date or talk about a romantic relationship, or you just knew each other casually, maybe as friends, co-workers, whatever, right? It's still, maybe they don't even really understand. We'll get to the conscious space now. But energetically, like these all things that come to them, they still feel like you're somebody very important to them. And they almost like they're not saying the words, of course, but the way they feel about you when you come to their consciousness, when you get to that space, is a lot of love. And maybe they may be refusing to accept that consciously yet. But with time, it's gonna happen. Just know that that's where they are right now. And actually, this kind of energy helps them, it supports them. It's the energy of that twin flame love. but they may not necessarily realize that yet, if you know what I mean, right? Like there needs to be some time until they do. But you don't have to worry about that, Divine Feminines watching. For the conscious space, we have Three of Cups for Divine Feminine. So what I'm getting with this is you may be thinking at this time that since your DM is not around, or maybe you're actually feeling strong pull towards them, you'd like to distract yourself, and you're trying to find comfort with being out. For some of you with friends, for some of you maybe even with other people, like that, you know, like attending parties, or like maybe going to a concert, somewhere where you are among people, and gives you a sense of it kind of, you hope it's gonna help you cope with a sense of loneliness, with a sense of, you know, nobody's actually interested in spending time with me, or as soon as you are alone, you start thinking about the DM and what went wrong, maybe in your opinion, between you two, right, and what to do next, right? This distracts you from those thoughts. Important note, nota bene here. It's an illusion. It's like a temporary cure. It's like when you take a pill to deal with the symptoms of a disease without actually curing the disease, right? It's only temporary effect, and if you don't actually do anything about the actual cause of the disease, it's gonna be coming back again and again. And the same here. So it might be okay to do this for like a temporary solution, maybe to get yourselves back into a better mood, to get yourself out of a rut, if that's where you have been. But, you know, as soon as that's done, just know that other people cannot do the job for you, right? It's still between you and God, first and foremost, or between you and yourself, if you want to put it that way, at the very least. But involving other people is not going to help you with your inner work that you're supposed to do. The Page of Cups on the Divine Masculine side, look at this face. It's actually a feminine face, but gender doesn't matter really. What I'm seeing here is that this girl, this page, is desperately trying to attract some attention and some love into their life. This fish actually represents water and represents love, you know, feelings and emotions. And they feel like they're doing it in a, like, they're doing everything correctly. Like, they do the drill, they follow the steps, whatever they've been doing before, or somebody taught them to, they're doing it. But something still feels off. And I mean, in this picture specifically, you probably don't want to be walking around with a kettle full of water or tea or whatever else is in there, right? So it's kind of like feels awkward like that. Like somehow it's not working. It used to work for Divine Masculines, but it's not working anymore. Whether it's them trying to impress their partner or friends, family, whoever, right? And it used to actually be fun, and it's not anymore. Look at this person. They're not fun at all. If anything, that face is sad. So you see there is certain synchronicity here. Advice from universe. For Divine Feminine, we have wise leader. You're a beacon to others. That's what you have to look forward to. And I mean, of course, it's in you. You know, you can unfold it and expand it as you wish, as soon as you wish and the way you wish, right? But remember that that's what you're striving for, and it's very important. You're a wise leader, and not just a leader because, you know, because of some physical sort of practical 3D accomplishments, but also with your energy, with the vibe that you bring to the room, right? And that means the work you're doing on yourself now is preparing you for that beautiful mission that you will have with other people. To be that, you know, in order to be that beacon. I had that actually, that metaphor last night for myself, because I was trying, I was thinking about talking to someone about this whole idea of healing yourself and working on yourself to be that light for others, right? And I had that metaphor with a light bulb, where, you know, sometimes especially if it's somewhere in the open, it gets dusty and it may not shine as well, right? There was time you don't even notice that, right? Nobody's like The light in this room is not as bright. It must be the light bulbs that got dusty. No, but as soon as you clean up the dust, and I mean like long term, like let's say it's been there for a year, right? You clean up the dust, the light shines so much brighter, and then you can see, right? It's such a difference. And the same here, it's like, it's so important to light your own light, to heal yourself so you can shine brighter for others, just with your mere presence, just with your example. And then you will also see how much easier it is to do that healing for other people, whether it's through communication, through, I don't know, maybe work with crystals, through whatever, like maybe events you're gonna be setting up for people, maybe some mind and body practices, whatever it's going to be, it's gonna be so much easier for you just to know what to do, what to say, what, you know, what kind of energy to send at a certain specific time. For masculines, we have solitude. In silence, peace prevails. So masculines actually do feel a little lonely in this group. Masculines in this group feel a little lonely. There you go. They feel like it may be... they almost miss the good old days a little bit, while they were partying more, they were out and about more, they had more energy. But at some point they also realize like something is telling them that this is good for them, like this is for them to have time and space. You see, this person is reading, and to me it actually almost speaks to diaries and journaling, right? So you can, divine masculines, you can journal, you can have those maybe impermissible thoughts with yourself, and you can transmute them. Also, this owl and the trees behind, they kind of give me a vibe of being in nature. So if you have a chance to take a nature walk or hike, or just even go into your yard, maybe spend some time outside, this will also help clear your head and get that inner work started. Or at least if you have started it and you have questions that you need answers for, it will help bring the answers about. Okay, let's get some messages first from DM to DF from this group. Okay, we have, I'm coming trust, this love scares me, and I'm open to compromise. Pretty straightforward. And what do we have from Divine Feminine? Woo. Actually corresponds quite a lot of what I was already saying, so just gonna leave it there for you to interpret. And from DF to DM, we have I'm terrified. Sounds familiar, right? And think before you act. So yeah, it looks like both twins are in that sort of secluded space to be able to do some contemplation, some transmutation, some healing, to carry on with the journey. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye!